Hey everybody, this is Keith Krantz
Justin Piger
from the Social Sidebar. Another episode of the Social Sidebar, and we decided to take it outside since we live in the Northwest, and how much has it rained this year? A record
amount. That's a record cold too.
Just unbelievable, winter and spring. So when it finally gets nice out here, we're just itching to get outside. So we figured we'd do the episode outside. So it's a nice night out here, so we came out on the deck, and we're gonna talk about today really just how to use social media, and especially Facebook. It's going to be specifically Facebook, on really just how to get active and get people active on your page and make your page a place that people want to be. You get a lot of you get comments and you get interaction, and so when you make status updates and comments and you share videos and stuff, they actually show up on the top of the newsfeed, right?
Exactly.
So all these strategies that we're going to be talking about, and Justin's going to be talking about a lot of them because he's been in the trenches and done it for lots of different businesses, lots of different companies, and actually made these status updates, so he knows what works, what doesn't, what gets comments and thumbs ups, what kind of status updates don't. So.
And really the goal of all of this we're going to be going over is to get likes and to get comments, because the more likes, the more comments you have, the more likely it is to show up in someone's newsfeed.
Yep. So as far as status updates and questions, and what do you think is some of the worst type of status updates you've seen?
Avoid anything political.
Okay.
Avoid things that are political and avoid things that are gruesome. Don't be posting about, even if somebody got saved, they were about ready to do something and then they got saved or whatever and they didn't end up, having a fatal accident, just avoid all of that kind of stuff. Okay. Instead, replace it with something like social good or a current event that is something that everyone can kind of get and rally around and want to like and comment.
So I can see how political, some people would think that'd be a good thing, right? Because it creates some activity.
Yeah, but I would just avoid it all. Yeah, just in general.
Especially, if you have a product or service and you're trying to build people to, build your following, and that's really typically what you're trying to do, right?
You don't want to alienate any type of any individual whatsoever. So I would just kind of, stick to. There could be some cases where you have maybe some local politics going on that could be good. Let's say you have a city council thing that just did some action that's really, really popular. Then it might be not a bad idea. You're not going to alienate certain individuals. Then it might be okay. But I would stick away from anything national, anything state. And I would just recommend sticking away from it altogether.
Okay, so it's funny because what we teach is how to use social media to get customers. That's kind of really when it comes down to everything. We have free trainings. We'll show you guys where to go to find some of that at the end here. But about how to use social media, video, Facebook, to get customers and stuff. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about why not to try to sell stuff on Facebook.
Yeah,
pretty much, right?
Exactly.
So some of the worst status updates are things like.
Anything that has to do with Obama, and something that he just did, something that is, for example, Osama bin Laden being killed. You probably wouldn't want to post that on the main area, and you probably would not want to put something like, Obama didn't really accomplish this. It was the Navy SEALs.
Right.
Even though it's really patriotic and it sounds really, really good to you. Keep that maybe to just your personal profile. Don't get your business involved in that kind of stuff. You just never know who might like your page. You might turn your back for 2 minutes, and your page is flooded with some person who just wants to just make a mockery of it.
You could have one person that's literally could have been your best client or customer, or could already be, and you just for some reason hit a nerve.
Yep.
And then now you're screwed.
Yep. Or he's heard too much of it.
Right.
Maybe all of his friends are just bombarding him with all this stuff, and if he sees some business doing it, he's just going to freak out. I've seen 15 of these comments today, and I don't want to see any more of this stuff. Let it be, and blah, 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 blah. Especially when it's a death of a human being, it's just probably not a good idea. I can think of so many different things. The healthcare thing, stay out of that. And even when, Bush was in office, just stay out of the fray. It's not. I don't think businesses really should be getting involved in that kind of stuff. You know, I mean, there's lobbyists for that kind of stuff.
Right.
So.
Okay, so as far as like I talked about a little bit, is you know, trying to sell your stuff. We're going to go into today all the different types of status updates and questions and stuff you can do to create activity, because in the long run, you want to sell your services, sell your product, people to come into your business, people to hire you, right? So that's what you really want. But we're going to be talking about why not to do that very often, right?
Yeah. Well, think about it this way. If you have the funnel set up right, so someone is coming through like a Facebook ad or coming in through Google AdWords, or they're just coming to your page because a friend referred them to it. Once they already like your page, you want them to see, they want them, A, to be involved in the conversation already going on, and B, you want them to be involved because the people who are coming on there, you want them to see everything that's going on. You don't want them to come on to see like just an empty page. You want them to see all these people are commenting on your stuff, they're having fun, they're being entertained, and people are liking the statuses and they're commenting on a day-to-day basis. It's going to make your brand look like it's utterly amazing.
Right. And one thing to compare, what we're going to talk about too, is you have to compare Facebook to like a social party, right? So when you go to a party, you ever see that guy that just comes up to like, you're just 3 or 4 of you guys talking, and he comes up and he starts talking about his idea or his business and how cool it is and how much money you're going to make and all this stuff, right?
I think of like a high school reunion. I mean, I haven't had one yet, but I've always heard of the guy, right?
Yep.
Hey, so I'm a financial planner. How's your finances doing? I made $14 million last year. How are you doing in your financial portfolio? You're thinking like, yeah, you did not make $14 million last year.
Right, and there's Facebook pages out there like that. Okay, you can find them. Go online and you'll find Facebook pages, and all it is the owner of the page talking about their business. And there's no comments on it. You'll notice there's never any comments on it, right? Because what you use Facebook for is to build relationships, okay? So build relationships, and then you meet somebody at a party, and then maybe, you follow up with them a week or 2 later, right? Then you end up building this long-term relationship. So the social media is to build long-term relationships. And what we have strategies for is we have strategies to build your sales funnel to get leads and to get people to your Facebook page, okay? So you can build that relationship. And so you have to be really strategic. You have to have a reason for them to come there in the first place, right? Then once they're there, then you want to have a good conversation, highly educational. So you're giving out information, educational,
valuable information,
and thought provoking.
Yeah, thought provoking, things that people will want, to have a conversation about.
Yep.
So I mean, it's like for example, questions. Awesome. Now, when I say question, I'm talking about a question you ask in a status update, not under Facebook's new question polling area. So we're talking about questions and statuses. Like a great question, a great way to format a good question would be, either asking like a question, like for like a restaurant, for example. What would be your favorite pizza topping, right? Now, you could do it a couple different ways. You could do like, A, pepperoni, B, sausage.
Sausage.
C, olives, whatever, right? And go on and so forth. Or you could just open it as just an open-ended question, which I would actually recommend. Because Facebook actually has like a question area now, I would avoid giving people options unless you're going to do it in that particular format. Otherwise, I'd say just have an open-ended question.
Yep.
What is your favorite pizza topping? And just let everyone just have a ball, commenting and saying, I like this, I like that. I think asking a question on a status update can be way more beneficial than actually using Facebook's questions, because people are going to be a lot more detailed. And they're going to be more detailed than with the responses. Maybe they like pepperoni for some very specific reason. Or maybe they like pepperoni versus something else, and they want to tell you about that.
And the thing is you got to remember, people, as much as you think people are interested in your product or your service or you, people, they're interested in themselves, okay? And it's so easy for everybody to forget that, us included.
Yeah.
You get involved and you get excited about what you're doing, and you can help people, your product is good, and you got all this stuff. But remember, people only are really, they're interested in themselves, right? So that's why questions are so good, because you're asking them a question about their opinion. You want their opinion, okay? And so they give it. And it's just like kind of psychological, but it's true.
Well, a really, really good thing to also ask is, like, what kind of improvements would you do to my business? Or if Or, for example, a really good way to word it is what do you wish that your company did? So, like, what do you wish K&M Resorts did? And have people just start commenting on it. It's a little bit risky, I will say, but think of it as free research and development.
Yep.
Rather than paying a consultant to tell you what's wrong with your business, try to have your customers tell you what's wrong with your business.
And you're creating so much goodwill. Because
Oh, yeah.
and the thing is that the funny part is when you do something like that, you usually don't get that, pissed off customer because
No.
they appreciate you asking. You know what I
And
mean?
even if you get the pissed off customer, find a way to fix the problem. Like, if for example, if somebody goes on there and says, I really, really wish you change your soap in your bathroom. Go change your soap in your bathroom.
and then tell
And
them
then
you
go
did it.
tell them,
Yeah.
hey, I just switched from the, the Cisco really cruddy stuff that's really gritty. I switched over to Dove just for you. I guarantee the person's going to come back and you're probably going to make up the revenue that you need to pay for the Dove
Because then they're
soap.
going to tell all their friends.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They go, hey, dude, I just told this restaurant they need to change their soap, and they went and did it. And they feel cool. Their chest pumps out. Here, right?
Exactly.
And then they come in because they appreciate it.
Well, yeah, and then they can be like, oh yeah, I'm the person who told you guys to change the soap in the
They tell the waitress or
they tell the
server.
waitresses, and they're like, oh really?
Cool.
That's really cool. Woohoo! I'm glad they switched that over.
Yeah, exactly.
Another really, really good thing to do, trivia, and do trivia about your restaurant. Like when were we established? How many years we've been in business? But also branch out. If your business is located in like Sumner, Washington, ask questions about Sumner.
Yeah.
Ask questions like, what was the longest? We have traffic issues, right? So, what is the longest backup you've ever been in? Can you guess what the longest backup that's ever been in line here at Aversano's? Have people start guessing. Maybe it was 5 hours. Maybe it was 20. Who knows? And get some interaction. Maybe create some parallels between waiting in line at a restaurant and waiting in line in traffic. Because everyone can relate to that, especially in the Pacific Northwest.
Yep.
For sure. So, talk about the weather. I mean, it's gorgeous today, but let's be serious. It's been horrible around here for days. So definitely talk about the weather.
And there's a few status updates today I noticed from random people that made just short little like 1 word, 2 word. One person said flip-flops, ... And there was 30 comments.
Awesome.
Okay, and that was their personal profile, but you can do the same thing with your business, and that's what you want because it's pretty funny.
Sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot my sunglasses today while leaving work. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Almost got about 4 accidents. Perfect.
Yep.
And you can do that on even a business profile because you want to really show some personality.
Yeah.
You want people to see that you're human and you're not just an automated system that just posts randomly. So, current events, really, really great. Kind of ties in with weather a little bit. Talk about social good. What are some nonprofits in the area, and promote the nonprofits. Talk about what nonprofits are doing in your area. We have a really unique. We have a really, really unique one in our area called the Furniture Bank.
Okay.
And people can go in there, and for $50 they can get furniture, right? Kind of a cool one to promote. It's different than doing like a food bank. So definitely promote some different types of social good. It gets people talking, and also they're also going to feel the love too. So
Turning bad into good.
turning
What about?
turning some bad stuff into some good stuff. For example, your fire alarm keeps
Yeah,
going
this is a good
off.
one.
Okay, your fire alarm just keeps going off, keeps malfunctioning. Turn it into a good thing. Say something like, "Our fire alarm keeps going off. ... We're on fire. Get on down here for our great deal," or something like that. We've got some red hot deals down here. Our fire alarm keeps going off.
We are just that hot.
We're just that hot, yeah. Turn it into something that's kind of funny and quirky, because guaranteed people in the store who are on their Facebooks are probably going to see that and probably comment, "Yeah, I'm down here right now." The fire alarm's gone off 4 or 5 times now.
Yep.
So definitely turn bad news into good news. Always a great way of trying to turn some stuff into some good stuff. So, yeah.
How about tagging?
Yeah, make sure you're always tagging people or tagging other restaurants. So let's say you're doing something about social good. be sure to tag the food bank, the furniture bank, the Rotary Club into the post. That way it'll show up actually on their page, and they're also going to feel the love. They're going to want to comment on it. They're going to want to like it, so on and so forth. And also the members of those pages are probably going to want to come to your place because they know that you support them.
And then real quick on a note, in case you didn't know this already, but Facebook just made an adjustment so you can actually tag people now, like with their first name, which is pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so basically what you do is you tag them, you do the @ sign, and you write their name, and then it pops up their first name and last name, and then what you can do is you just put the cursor at the end of their last name, and then you just delete their last name. So instead of saying, good morning, Justin Piger, to one of your friends, it sounds kind of weird, right? So you can delete the last name so it's more personal. So Facebook finally fixed that. Just a little tidbit there.
Yeah, it's really good. People love to call by their first name. If you didn't know this, the one word that's the most beautiful word to any person in any language is their name. Yep. So another, just networking at best. If you're meeting somebody, remember their first name. Mm-hmm. So, and a good trick to do that is say it multiple times when you're meeting them, and come up with little tricks.
They say the third time they hear their name, they feel like they know you more.
Yep.
If they've heard you say their name 3 times, it's kind of a
what was it? I met the president of Washington State University, and when I went to shake his hand, I said like, "Hi, I'm Justin." He goes, "Yes, your name is Justin." I thought like, huh? Almost as if the guy had met me 400 or 500 times and knew my name. So almost like I didn't even need to say my name to him. He already knew my name. Or oh, it's good to see you again, Justin. I mean, just using that person's name immediately is a really good idea.
Facebook, it works the same way.
Same exact way.
Yeah.
Yep. So, using custom characters. This is kind of a cool one. You'll be able to go to our Facebook page, be able to see this kind of stuff. You can actually see how we actually use it. But there's all these different characters that you can use, and you can just put them in there. So, like for example, there's like arrows that you can use. There are little black boxes that you could use for something like maybe like you're doing like a loading bar. got it kind of cool. So somebody did a post had a loading bar, and basically what it said is loading spring, and had the little black boxes that 45% complete ... fail. I was like, oh my word, that is awesome. Talk about an awesome post. So definitely using characters is really kind of a cool way to do it. You can get little telephones to put with your phone number. So definitely use little hearts. We love our customer. If I think the word love, use a little heart. So definitely can do some different cool things with that. Ask people to post photos with themselves in your restaurant or in your place of business.
Yep.
Tell them to take a picture with them and upload it. So.
And when you post photos and videos, now we've always talked about this edge rank or whatever, right? It's for when your status updates show up at the top of people's news feeds, right? So the objective is to get your status updates or comments or whatever to show up in people's news feeds so they actually see it, right? Mm-hmm. We talked about this. We want to reiterate this too, just in case people don't, maybe haven't seen previous episodes or and stuff like that. But typically people have the setting on Facebook set to news feed. Is it news? Wait, most recent and just news, right?
Yeah.
What's it actually called? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, news. Okay. So the default setting is top news. That's what it is. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Top news. Okay. But if you want, you can change it over to most recent. Okay. What that means is then you just scroll down and it just does the most recent post, the last minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But a lot of people don't realize this actually, that top news is the default, and almost 90% of people have it on top news. And so you want your stuff to show up, and it's an algorithm, but a lot of things factor into that. But if you have a video or a photo, maybe even if somebody didn't comment on it or do a thumbs up on it, but they watched the video. Sorry, I can't talk. I clicked on the photo. Facebook knows that, so that counts as interaction. So you have a better chance. So you want to do stuff like that, and there's obviously to get people to show up so people see it. But another reason is because it's great for you and your business.
It's kind of a great segue into what I like to call enhanced statuses. So you have the ability to post just like a single photo, and then you can say something about the photo. So basically, it's a status update with a photograph. So let's say you have like an event, like a meatball eating contest, and you go and take a photo, and then you put in the status update could really simply be, who do you think is going to win? There you go. I guarantee you'll get a bajillion comments on it. Or any, like a weather update. Weather is kind of boring, especially if you do it a lot. Like that's kind of a minimal one, but this is a great view. This will get a lot of comments that might not get good comments because it's been hot all day long. So why would anyone want to comment on another weather update? But pretty unique. You're out on the lake, take a photo of it, post it. So photos, really kind of a cool way in which to interact with people in a different medium, and it's unique. A lot of pages don't post photos in that particular manner. And so because of that, it's ultra unique. And now hopefully not everyone in the world starts doing it, but I think it's definitely, I've seen really good responses with doing that. So definitely start using that. You can do the same thing with video and with links. Now video, very, very similar to photos. Basically, you're just posting a video and then adding, a comment. So after the meatball eating contest, take your video of it, post it up on there, and then say, were you right and who won? Watch the video to find out. Something like that. That way you're getting those people to actually watch the video, and it should be pretty entertaining anyway. So hopefully people will comment as it is, and hopefully people will comment on that photo too will also want to come on the video and be like, oh yeah, I guessed wrong, or yeah, I guessed right. And you're also probably going to people who were actually in that contest or friends with people like, oh, hey, it's John. Wow, he can't eat very many meatballs. May have to rethink this friendship. You never know. So, and same thing with links. You can also post just a link in there, and then it'll also load like a little bit of the link and like what's in the link. Be sure though to pick what thumbnail you want. So let's say you're promoting a product, make sure you actually put the photo of that product in that photo area. So, yeah. You want to talk about questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess next.
Yep. Versus questions. What's your favorite type of stuff?
Yeah, and what we're talking about now is we're talking about the actual question area that Facebook has actually created now. So there's statuses, photo, video, links, now questions. So now what's cool about questions is you can do like a versus. It's like if you're a restaurant, meatball pizza, or not meatball, like a sausage pizza versus pepperoni. Be a great versus.
Well, or we have a community page, or multiple community pages that we manage and own, but one of them in particular, it's got about 1,500, 1,600 likes on it. Okay, so 1,500, 1,600 likes, and what Justin did was he did a high school, right? He picked two high schools?
It was Rogers High School versus PHS versus Emerald Ridge.
Three different high schools. And there was 1,550 or so people that liked the page, but there was over 3,000 votes on that particular poll. So you get all that's viral activity because people are interested. It's just weird stuff that makes people tick.
Yeah. Well, and we also did one against all the junior highs in the area too.
Maybe the junior high one had 3,000. The other one had over 2, right? Is that what it was?
The high school had 2,200, and the junior highs had about 3,000.
Okay.
Which is crazy. Junior high students, they're crazy people. They posted that sucker like it was going out of style, and it was interesting to see how many people actually wanted to comment on that.
Yep.
Or wanted to vote in it. So you also can do some open-ended questions. Like I have done some of that kind of stuff. I don't recommend it. I think it's better to do something where it's more like a fill in the blank. If you go to our Facebook page, you actually can see we actually just use a big line.
You do celebrity the versus stuff, celebrity stuff. That's
all kinds of stuff.
No matter what niche you're in, if you're in internet marketing, if you're in whatever it is, fitness, you could do celebrity versus ones. Just people.
Yeah.
Oh, then you're hitting the question aspect in the poll, plus you're hitting the celebrity status.
And that's without getting political too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, probably if you want to use Donald Trump in there anymore, but you take TV shows and versus the two candidates. There's two candidates you randomly pick. Who do you think's better, this person or this person? Yep. Did you see Celebrity Apprentice last night?
There's a reason why all these reality shows right now are doing the competition.
Oh yeah.
And the versus. Right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because people love versus.
Yep.
Because everyone in America loves win, win, win.
Yep.
Look at our political system.
So we need to be doing more of those.
50% plus one vote. Yeah. Here you go. Yep. Who wins? The guy who has 16 votes, 15 votes. I was person with 16 votes. So I mean, Versus awesome. Yeah, we need more Versus, I think.
Bring some celebrities
Fan page.
often,
We can even do Versus like a fan page engine versus
right.
whatever.
Or social or something.
Yeah, exactly. So Versus a really, really awesome way to get people to interact.
Yep.
So, what? Oh,
the open-ended one was a good one.
yeah, open-ended. What's your favorite? I think for Can-Am Resorts we did. What type of motorhome do you? Or no, what type of like or RV camper do you have or something like that? Motorhome.
People love
tents. Somebody put in there and actually can add. People can actually add in their own topic or whatever. Someone actually put in the back of my truck. that was hilarious. I liked it. So definitely open into questions. What's your favorite? All that kind of stuff. So
yep.
That kind of covers.
Yeah,
I think the basics. So there was some really cool news in the social world today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made about $1 million on the LinkedIn IPO.
Yep, just put $500,000 in.
Yeah, $500,000 into that. Yeah, it started out at 445. I bought it like 46.
You're talking about LinkedIn stock.
Yeah, and it closed at 94 and a quarter, and 109% up. So, yeah, I'm now
Not bad. Nice job.
Add my name to that list. So,
all right. So he's gonna buy our little yacht for.
We can tool around. Yeah, I know, right? We can tool around on here during this
with our studio yacht with the recording studio.
I'm thinking like a pontoon boat though, Keith, so we can.
Oh, that's coming. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for episodes on the water.
I think a pontoon boat would be really good for this, right?
Upcoming episodes, we will be doing episodes on the water on the boat. So
and we're gonna have some really cool interviews.
Yes. Yep.
Really awesome interviews on the lake.
Yep.
So you also see that Skype was bought by Microsoft.
Yeah. So real quick on those two things, maybe if you want, comment below what you think about the whole LinkedIn going public. Skype was also just bought by Microsoft. Microsoft's biggest deal in history. I think it was $8 billion or something like that. And they bought Skype. Kind of interesting. Gary Vaynerchuk, if you don't know him, he's just a social media pioneer, really. But he talked about who the big winner is in Skype. And you know who he said the big winner was? Facebook. Why Facebook? Well, because Microsoft 2 years ago basically became a shareholder and bought, I think, 1.8 or 1.9% of Facebook. And did I say that right? Microsoft brought into Facebook. Okay, so basically, Facebook now is going to be able to take advantage of all of Microsoft owning Skype. And guess who the big loser is? Google, because Google. You know, there's this big battle between Google and Facebook and Microsoft, right? And especially Facebook and Google. There's a serious battle going on there. And so I think in this situation, definitely Facebook's the winner, Google's the loser.
I think that ultimately Google loses bar none. Because the best relationship that Google ever had was with Apple computers. Or Apple Incorporated now. And Google's CEO was on the board of directors at Apple, and they severed that relationship. The only way Google, I think, can compete against Microsoft is to have Apple on their side.
Right.
I mean, because then you have all those platforms. You have all these computers, all these devices out there, and with FaceTime and everything else, for people who utilize technology well, Google could have taken Apple's technology and made it become the next Skype, be able to really compete well against it.
Exactly.
And they've completely lost that entire ability.
So now Microsoft has, it's pretty, and they have a lot of cash.
Yeah.
A lot of cash. So pretty interesting. LinkedIn too. Make your comments below. I've had definitely different viewpoints from a lot of top social media experts about what's the best social network, or maybe you got Facebook and you have Twitter, obviously, right? And they have all these other social networks. And then LinkedIn is always one of the kind of usually in the top 3 or 4. But some people say that LinkedIn isn't it really a true social network because it's just it's just professional. Mm-hmm. And some people, like Gary Vaynerchuk was just saying the other day, that LinkedIn is, you can almost game the system. People are gaming the system to get a hold of higher ups.
Oh yeah.
So the higher up people that are connected, for them it kind of throws a wrench in the party. And so I'm kind of interested in what your thoughts are on LinkedIn compared to Facebook.
I just don't think that LinkedIn's going to be able to cap the cash flow I mean, obviously, when they set up their IPO, they obviously did not understand the demand for that stock.
And then Facebook just launched basically a LinkedIn version. It's not Facebook, but I forget offhand. I forget what it is offhand.
way.
Yes, there's basically a similar version of LinkedIn
that's awesome.
that's going to be part of Facebook. Okay, it's a different technology, and they're going to be it's going to be like a LinkedIn within Facebook Professional Network. And I wish I had the name offhand, but I don't. But I can find it, and I'll put it in the notes below the video.
Yeah.
Promise.
So basically, our question to you is, are we entering a new Web 2.0 bubble? And as Facebook goes public, and as everybody else, kind of jumps on that bandwagon, LinkedIn's kind of the first one. Or is the bubble going to burst in web stuff yet again? That'd be interesting. So.
Yep. All right. So comment below. Head to our Facebook page. Check it out. Check out all the different the doodle type of comments that Justin was talking about. There might be some on there.
Yeah.
And make sure you like I said, head to our Facebook page because we've got free training. We've got a free, amazing video series on how to use social media, how to use video, how to use Facebook advertising to really build your sales funnel. Okay, we've got answers to the top 5 reasons why people fail at social media, and how you can build a huge following, and use YouTube to get top Google rankings, to get 5,000, 6,000 views. How we've done that with a short amount of time with videos. How you can build a huge following in 30 days. Lots of good free stuff. So go check it out.
Yep.
And we will see you next time.
Have a great day.